Namaste students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to discuss class 8 science chapter number 6 combustion and flame. In the previous video I had described you about what is combustion, combustible substances, non-combustible substances, inflammable substances, ignition temperature. Today's our main topic is and are products of combustion. This is our main topic, and then we'll discuss about the types of combustion. First of all, what do you mean by the products of combustion? What happens to the wax when a candle burns? Have you ever thought when the candle is burned, what happens to that wax? You will see that it is moving down only, yes, as the candle is burning, and then they are being settled down, right? But here, what happens to the wax when a candle burns? We cannot get back the original wax because the chemical reaction occurs, leading to the formation of many products. During the combustion, a combustible substance is combined with oxygen to produce heat. One or more oxides are formed at the end product. Most of the combustible substances that we see around us are compounds of carbon, hydrogen, called hydrocarbons. When they burn, the products are carbon dioxide, water vapor, and energy in the form of heat and light. Yes. See, what I want to tell you one story, short story. One of the student was there. She was thinking that my candle wax will never end. I will just make one wick and I will put in this again the melted wax. But remember, chemical reaction. Have you heard about the word chemical reaction? What is the meaning of chemical reaction? Chemical reaction in which a new substance is formed. So whatever the wax were made up of, they are made up of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon means a compound or a substance which are made from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and its derivative compound are called hydrocarbons. H for hydrogen and C for carbon. Hydrocarbons. C-A-R-B-O-N-S. Hydrocarbons. Got it? So these hydrocarbon substances, as when they are reacted or when they are treated with oxygen, they form carbon dioxide and they give vapor. So remember, whenever the chemical reaction or whenever the chemical phenomenon has been occurred, that time the same substance are not going to remain. The new substance are going to form, and that substance are different from the new substance. So that's why what I want to say, whenever the products of combustion happen, that time you can just utilize the reaction of this carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They give carbon dioxide vapor as in the form of the products of combustion. When they burn, the products are carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy in the form of heat and light. Now our next topic is types of combustion. So you have already heard about combustion and combustible substances. As one is combustible and another is non-combustible. After that I will describe you about the ignition temperature, right? So after describing ignition temperature, now we will move towards that how many types of these chemical combinations combustions are there. So there are generally, if we talk about on the basis of amount of oxygen, on the basis of amount of oxygen, on the basis of amount of oxygen, there are two types of combustion. First is complete combustion and another is incomplete combustion. Complete combustion and another is incomplete combustion. Now you will say, what the new in this complete, incomplete, what is the meaning of this combustion? What is this? You are telling that on the basis of oxygen, and then you are telling complete and incomplete combustion. See, remember, when the combustible substances burn in a sufficient amount of oxygen or sufficient supply of oxygen, the process is called complete combustion. Means whenever you are burning combustible substances and that combustible substances is getting sufficient amount of oxygen, that time there is a complete combustion. In the complete combustion you get a product, especially carbon dioxide. Remember, you get a special product called carbon dioxide is one of the product of complete combustion. If they will ask you how you will understand that this combustion is complete or not. So as a product you get carbon dioxide. And in incomplete combustion, a process of combustion in which the combustible substances burn in an insufficient insufficient supply of oxygen, and this process is called incomplete solution. Means when the combustible substances specially burn in lack of oxygen and in the excess of oxygen. Lack of oxygen, incomplete combustion, and excess of oxygen, complete combustion. Here you will get a product called carbon monoxide. What do you get a product? Carbon monoxide in incomplete, and in complete you get a product of carbon dioxide. This carbon monoxide is a very poisonous gas, and it is unburnt carbon particles. It is unburnt carbon particles called soot are formed. You may have seen sometimes what happens in the gas stove. Instead of that blue flame, that yellow flame starts comes, or a red flame starts coming because of the insufficient amount of oxygen. What happens in the holes of that gas stove? You will see somewhere anything is just choking that gas stove. So what happens as they choke that, then the sufficient amount of oxygen does not release. So that's why there is a sooting of fire. Sooting of fire means that red color or yellow color. It is not a blue color. Remember, in the complete combustion, when the combustible substances get sufficient amount of oxygen, when the combustible substances get sufficient amount of oxygen, the flame color will be blue. And when there will be incomplete combustion, means when there will be not sufficient amount of oxygen, that time the flame color will be yellow. So if anyone will ask you, what is the product of combustibles, means complete combustion? When there is a complete combustion, what will be released? Then carbon dioxide will be released. And when there is incomplete combustion, means there is a lack of oxygen. And if there is a lack of oxygen, means they are not burning properly. They are not burning properly means they are going to produce carbon monoxide, which is very, very, very poisonous. And because of these unburnt particles, they produce carbon monoxide gas. After understanding this this concept of the types of combustion according to the amount of oxygen, now we will move towards the type of combustion according to the quickly. Combustion can be based on the quickly substances. Means three types of substance are burning. Which substances and how the three types of substance burn? So I am telling you. See, as they get means there are three types of on the basis of quickness. They are rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion, and explosive combustion. Which are they three? On the base of quickness. On the base of quickness. One is a rapid combustion. Rapid combustion. Another is spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous combustion. And third one, can you tell me? I have just informed you the name. After the rapid, spontaneous, explosive. Explosive. What is that? Explosive combustion. See, the name clarifies that these combustions are according to the quickness. Because rapid means, can you tell me? Rapid, quickly. Rapid combustion means quickness. In this kind of combustion, the combustible substances burn quickly. For example, when a burning matchstick is taken near a cooking gas, the gas catches fire immediately and burns quickly. A large amount of heat and light are produced. Rapid means, just understand, quickly. When you burn any substances, as for example, I already right now I had informed you, when you take a matchstick, when you are going to take a matchstick box and you are taking this matchstick box nearby the gas stove, what happens? As you take this matchstick nearby the gas stove, fire catches immediately. Means quickly. This fire catches very quickly, and this type of combustion is called rapid combustion. In this combustion, a large amount of heat and light is produced. In this combustion, large amount of heat and light is produced. Now let us come to the point of spontaneous combustion. In this kind of combustion, the combustible substances catch fire on its own. In this type of, especially the spontaneous combustion, if I talk about, the combustible substances catch fire on its own. If the temperature of the surrounding is higher than its ignition temperature, for example, phosphorus burns spontaneously, especially on the hot day. See, means, just remember, their ignition temperature are very low. As the temperature arises of our surrounding, it's fire starts racing. Have you heard about phosphorus? You know, when the people die and when their body are burned, so sometimes when the body is being burnt, they use some of the sticks to burn it properly, and in that sticks the human body phosphorus elements. But when they come in the contact of sunlight, means the I have especially once I have visited to my village, and I had just joined there when they were going to take that body for burning. So I joined that yatra, and I have seen that when the persons were doing that process, so I seen that as the body was being burned, so the people were just trying to burn the body properly with the help of some wooden logs, and in one of the wooden logs some of the bone particles were stick. As the next day some persons have gone near with it, some person told, oh my god, fire is coming very fast. Actually what happens, the bone particle, in the bones phosphorus are there. In our human body lots of minerals are there, lots of things are there in which bones phosphorus are. So when this phosphorus comes in the contact of oxygen, now the fire catches very quickly, and this type of reaction is called spontaneous reaction. Spontaneous reaction means a combustion in which the combustible substance catches fire on its own. A combustion in which the combustible substances catches fire on its own if the temperature of the surrounding is higher than its ignition temperature. For example, phosphorus burns spontaneously, especially on the hot days. And now our last is explosive. What is that name? Explosive combustion. Have you heard the name explosive? You might have heard about the name of expose, but you might have not heard about the word explosive. Explosive means this kind of combustion that is seen in firecrackers. Large amount of heat, light and sound are produced. When the combustion substances burns, large amount of gas are produced. The rapid expansion of the gases causes explosion and the production of sound. Especially this explosive substance, especially for the bomb, crackers, in the Diwali we especially burn crackers. So you will see a great amount of gas are produced, smokes are produced, and high sound frequency sounds are also produced. As have you heard about the different types of bomb? Yes, when this bomb are being blasted, so the explosions occur, and this explosion they fire gas quickly and they produce a very high sound. So this kind of combustion that is seen in the firecrackers, large burns, large amount of gases are produced, and the rapid expansion of these gases causes explosion and the production of sound. So you have heard about this explosive. Actually I have described you about the combustion and flame chapters, the products of combustion. What are the products of combustion? If anybody will ask you, just tell CHO. What is the meaning of CHO? C for carbon, H for hydrogen, and O for oxygen. These three elements combine to form different products of hydrocarbons. What they form? Different types of hydrocarbons. As I have already told you about the combustible substances and non-combustible substances. When they get lack of oxygen or more of oxygen, so on the basis of oxygen, complete combustion and incomplete combustion. As they get more amount of oxygen, complete, they get less amount of oxygen, incomplete. In the complete combustion, the product is carbon dioxide, and in incomplete combustion, the product is carbon monoxide. And on the basis of quickness, I have told you that there are three types of combustion: rapid combustion, spontaneous combustion, and explosive combustion. I hope all of you have understand about this video. If you are still having any doubt related to this combustion and flames, products of combustion and types of combustion according to the quickness and according to the amount of oxygen, then please drop it down into the comment box section. If you are able to understand this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends so they can also get enjoyed. And if your friends are also having doubt, then please inform them to drop the doubt into the comment box section. That's all for today. Thank you very much.